TV presenter Fiona Phillips has opened up about being diagnosed with Alzheimer's and the impact it has had on her marriage to former This Morning editor Martin Frizell. In the memoir, Martin also sheds light on how his life has changed, detailing the lengths he now goes to care for his wife. And I mean, so many people will understand that position. None of us want to be in it, but you also want to do your best by your loved ones. And I mean, your sister is living that at the minute, Colleen, we know that.
My sister Denise is a carer for her husband, Tom, who has Parkinson's disease. And it really is... She's amazing. She also cared for Linda for the last 2 or 3 years. Linda moved in with her, so she had 2 of them that she's cared for. But, you know, Denise and Tom are in their 70s. She's not as healthy or fit as she used to be. So now the family worry about her as well. And it's a full-time job of which she gets very, very, very little help from outside. I mean, we help as much as we can, but, you know, Tom gets embarrassed if there's too much fuss, and she's aware of that. And it's taking over what... I mean, hopefully she'll live for another 20 years, but maybe not. And it's kind of taken over the last years of her life. Not that she would ever... She never complains about it. She never says this is horrendous. She won't leave him for anything. She makes sure she brings him out, you know. So it's a really... It does affect everyone. It's a really hard job.
It's interesting to hear it from that angle, actually, Colleen, because you're talking about the worry as well of looking at the carer as well, because we often talk about, you know, caring, but actually that's incredibly difficult, isn't it? If you're watching your sister or your brother going through that and you're worrying about their next year.
Because if something happens to her, they're both going to need to be taken care of.
But then again, you're saying that she's not resentful. She probably doesn't even take offers of help very often. She actually just feels that that's her role and that's where she wants to be.
Yeah, but I
it's
do
tough,
see the strain on her, and she has health issues of her own anyway. You know, she has really kind of severe arthritis and stuff in her knees.
No, I know, yeah.
So she's in on meds and in a lot of pain, but she's still... And she can't... You know, Tom now kind of can fall over a lot and she can't catch him. If he does fall, she can't pick him up, so sometimes she has to scream for the neighbours if no one's around to come in and help her.
Hard,
and he feels it. And it's just, you know, it's a really hard situation, but she, you know, I don't think she'd ever just leave him because she absolutely adores him.
And she wants to do her best for him, of course, and that's what you do for your loved ones. You know that with your dad,
I do.
Of course.
I mean, you know, when Dad was in hospital and very poorly during the COVID era, which was just like the worst time if there is to be in hospital, we felt that we wanted to get him home. And Lincoln and I just picked him up and took him home. And the months that he was with us was... Honestly, it was one of the... I say the happiest times, which sounds a bit of a paradox because my dad was poorly, but it was just a wonderful time to be with my dad and to sort of... You know, that old adage of they look after you for so many years, and it was just a joy to look after my dad, especially because of geography. My sister had mostly looked after Mum, so it was lovely. But then you've got a very good friend of mine whose husband has aphasia, which is what Bruce Willis has. So again, with dementia, there's apparently about 72 types of it. And this one, it's not so much the memory, it's the locked-in syndrome. So now he's completely lost his ability to speak.
I think that's, you know, isn't it? It's what the illness is.
Yeah.
My mum had Alzheimer's, and it was really, really, really hard for us as a family. You know, we really struggled with that because you're losing the person
you're losing
you love
the person.
most. And it can go on for years. I mean, probably the last 5 years of my mum's life, and certainly the last 2. There she is. She didn't, you know, she had this incredible life and 8 kids and loads of grandkids, and she didn't know any of us, and that's hard to go in every day.
Oh, awful, because you're mourning the person.
It's your mum, but I mourned my mother probably 2 or 3 years before she actually died, and it's just such a different... It depends on the disease, I think.
As I say, it can feel like a privilege if you... Because your dad was still, like, very much him, wasn't he? And he was good fun. And it's like my parents, you know, I do see it as a privilege because I'm working... You know, they don't need me much. And so anything I can do for them... Oh, my God. Anything I can do for them, I actually love it because I'm not... It's not all-encompassing. When people are 24/7, it's... Yeah.
I'm always very envious of the geography. We're talking about geography, and your parents are just so close to you. And it just exactly.
You'd love it, wouldn't you?
Oh my goodness,
It
absolutely.
it is really, really lovely. And of course, it's been like that for the last 30 years.
Exactly. So. But to go back to care, I mean, anyone that can help a carer should do so. You know, we talk about our carers.
To give them respite,
they really
carers
do.
need to be asked how they feel, because everyone goes in and go, "You all right?" Like, with my sister, "All right, Tom, how are you feeling?" But they never go, "Denise, how are you feeling?"
Yeah.
I think we need to say that more to the people.
I think with my, you know...
That's it.